Welcome back everybody. This is part 31 on What If Kid Asta Meets Noelle's Mother. I do not own Black Clover or any of the characters in this video. They belong to their own respected authors. Chapter 40. Asir. Ren screamed upon watching her friend fall and crash on top of a roof building. Ha 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 ha. Patry laughed darkly in regards to Ren's scream of agony. What did I tell you? Humans are inferior to us elves, plain and simple. Asir. Julius spoke softly, as Patry continued to laugh. A shadow fell over Ren's green eyes. An angry tick appeared above Ren's head. Within an instant, Ren used her light magic to teleport into Julius's chrono coffin. Spell. Grab Patry by the collar of his shirt. Throw him out of the spell, which soon disappeared. Thereafter, then Ren gave him a hard punch to the face. Before Patry could recover, Ren grabbed his neck, and Patry paled greatly to see the pure darkness in her green eyes, her voice heavy with pure hate and hardly restrained fury. I'm done with you. You are a vile, disgusting, hypocritical disgrace of an elf to my grandfather's tribe. You and your comrades have no respect for his wishes, and you and your members you killed with no hesitation. You are no better than the humans you claim to hate and despise. You are no better than devils who kill their own kind for their selfish actions. Justice. Revenge? Don't make me laugh. You are but a child who was given too much power and abuses it and makes the ones he calls his so-called allies his puppets and tosses them away like used-up toys. Asir is the true embodiment of Lick's will, not you nor your allies. She is forever purer and stronger than someone like you. You've only proved that elves are not special nor above anything else. William was naive and too trusting to give his body to a parasite like yourself, she snarled, not even yelling, which terrified both Patry and Julius more. This is bad. She's way past her moral limit, Faye thought with a strained frown. If she isn't stopped, she might regress. Oh, if only Yuno was here instead of at the Eye of the Midnight Sun's HQ, Julius thought. But don't worry, I'll put you to sleep now, Ren hissed, raising her hand. Patry felt himself internally sweating up a storm. Despite this, he kept his confidence up. Go ahead, do it, Patry taunted. Kill me. If you kill me, you kill William as well. But to his horror, light formed in Ren's hand. Shit, Ren, Faye called, before he gasped quickly looking up. That mana. Flying towards them was none other than Elf Fana and Captain Fana, both using flame creation magic. Phoenix wings. I thought I sensed you. Patry, Elf Fana snarled out. Patry looked up at Elf Fana and scoffed. Ah, Fana, Patry remarked. To think you'd still side with the humans. It's not just, Captain Fana began, turning to see Queen Asir on a building rooftop, unmoving. Queen Asir, Ava whistled innocently. Well, look at the time. Ava chuckled. I better go and see if my sons handled what needed to be done at the Eye of the Midnight Sun HQ. Wait, Patry called to her. Ava glanced back at Patry. Oh, don't worry. Valdos should be here soon to pick you up, Ava told him before leaving. After she left, Captain Fana flew towards Queen Asir, while Elf Fana turned her attention back to Patry. I have no interest in rejoining your side, Patry, Elf Fana told him. She turned to Ren and Julius. You too, step aside. He's mine. Why are you helping them? Patry demanded. Flame magic. Phoenix feather shot. Several flaming phoenix feathers flew past Ren and Julius and slashed Patry's body and clothes multiple times, thus burning him, which made him chi-chi. I asked you a question, damn it, Patry snarled, ultimately ignoring the pain Elf Fana did through her spell. And I'm not obligated to answer, Elf Fana retorted coldly. In fact, why should I? You aim to get rid of the very people that helped my human counterpart become who she is now, and I won't forgive you for that. Oh, come on now, Patry shot back. It's necessary. With them gone, the clover would fall, just as it always should have. Elf Fana clenched her hands into fists, mana flaring around her in the shape of a phoenix. Necessary. Necessary. Elf Fana roared angrily. That's a load of bullcrap right there. Patry, she silently casted flame creation magic, Phoenix Blade, then pointed the flaming blade at Patry. If anything is necessary, it's you getting a good spanking for your extremely childish acts, and personally, regardless if Ren would kill you or not, I'm not held back by love. Face judgment now, Patry. Just as she swung her blade at Patry, he fell through a portal, which had appeared underneath him during all of the commotion. So when Elf Fana's blade reached where he was prior, she simply slashed thin air. Out of pure rage, Elf Fana screamed, God fucking damn it, he got away. Asir. Captain, Fana whispered, tears streaming down her face. No, she would have wiped her tears away. but her body was shaking to the point that she couldn't lift an arm up to wipe them away. You and Julius, besides Evanora, that gave me and Mars a home when no one else would. You three helped shape me and Mars into who we are now. You helped me and Mars in more ways than one, even though I've only known you and Julius for a little over half a year. She continued to cry, her eyes watering even more. Please, you can't die. Not now. Flashback, 3.5 months ago. You're doing great, Fana, Queen Asir told the pinkette-haired girl, the two within the Clover Kingdom Castle's throne room. I dunno, Captain Fana muttered. I know I've been captain of a squad for about 1/3 of a year, but even so, most of the other Magic Knights, and Clover citizens as a whole, and I feel maybe even some of my and Mars's Amber Phoenix squad members, do not trust us, simply because we are from the Diamond Kingdom. Queen Asir put a hand to her chin, as if in thought. After a few minutes, the Clover Kingdom Queen placed her right hand on Captain Fana's shoulder. Do not let the citizens' doubts, or your own squad members, discourage you or Mars, Queen Asir told her with a gentle smile on her face. You two were chosen to run a squad for a reason. Besides, won't it be all the more rewarding when others begin to trust you because of your efforts? She paused, then added, I am uncertain if your squad members truly have doubts in you, dear, because if they really did have such doubts in you and Mars, they wouldn't have joined your squad in the first place. That much I'm certain of. Really? The captain of the Amber Phoenix squad asked the Clover Kingdom Queen out of curiosity. Queen Asir nodded, the smile on her face from earlier not faltering from her lips. She patted Captain Fana's shoulder with her right hand. Really? Queen Asir answered. I believe that you yourself and Mars are thinking that your own squad members have doubts about you. Don't think like that. Think about all the awesome and wonderful things you and your squad will accomplish. She paused again, then continued. I know that you and Mars have been used in the Diamond Kingdom for pretty much all of your life up to this point. No thanks to Morris. But do not let your past define who you are now. Let your actions in the now do that. Queen Asir, Captain Fana whispered tearfully. You and Julius have done so much for me and Mars, that I'm uncertain on how we can repay you too. At that, Queen Asir laughed lightly, removing her right hand from Captain Fana's shoulder. You don't need to repay me and Julius, dear, Queen Asir told her. Just continue to do your work as a magic knight. That is all me and Julius ask in return for allowing you to live in the Clover Kingdom. At that, Captain Fana couldn't help but tear up and hug Queen Asir. Thank you, Asir, Captain Fana whispered. You're welcome, Fana dear, Queen Asir told the pinkette girl as she hugged her back. End of flashback. You were there for me and Mars when Evanora couldn't be. Captain Fana cried out. You said that I had no need to repay you. Well, I've come to disagree with that. As a Clover Kingdom Magic Knight captain, I cannot let you die. Suddenly, Captain Fana's grimoire glowed a bright reddish silver as it turned a few pages before stopping. Text being written. Captain Fana gasped softly, while Faye, Julius, Elf Fana, and the slowly calming down Ren turned to see what was going on. A new spell. Captain Fana whispered softly. Looks like her emotions went extreme. Elf Fana noted. That's one way on how we get new spells. Yes, Julius agreed. Faye watched intently while Ren, still angry towards Patry earlier, remained, couldn't help but lightly smile. Flame recovery magic. Phoenix's rebirth, Captain Fana declared. Upon her declaration, a flame magic aura surrounded both Queen Asir and Captain Fana. The fatal wound in Queen Asir's chest area that Ava inflicted with her sword earlier that Queen Asir had started to heal with her steel recovery magic. Steel Maiden's mending embrace began to heal up even faster. After around a minute or so, the wound was completely healed. Elf Fana, Julius, Ren, and Faye watched, some in awe, while the others lightly or tearfully smiling. Captain Fana breathed, sweat trickling down her nervous face. Did that do it? Elf Fana wondered aloud. We're about to find out, Julius noted. After a few more minutes, the five heard Queen Asir cough, then she slowly sat up, albeit a bit painfully. Ugh, Queen Asir groaned. What hap? Before she could finish, she felt the pinkette captain of the Amber Phoenix squad tearfully hug her. You're alive, Captain Fana cried. Queen Asir smiled, which her expression turned sheepish once she looked up at Ren. Tell me, little fledgling, do you enjoy scaring the crap out of me? Ren deadpanned, making Faye laugh. Looks like the one captain that everyone else didn't want to trust has, or should have, earned the trust of the rest of them. A gruff voice spoke from behind them. Julius turned slightly to see Yami standing on the same rooftop as them, just a few feet away, holding his cigar in one hand and his broom in the other. Ah, Yami, Julius greeted. What brings you out here? Felt the two fights going on via my key sensory, Yami replied nonchalantly. By the time I got here, the two fighters fighting against you, Miss Elf and Miss Queenie Silva, were already gone, he shrugged. Ultimately, I really just followed Captain Fana and her elf counterpart. Since they were faster than me, I got here last. But that's fine. He gestured to Captain Fana, who was still clinging a bit onto Queen Asir. I didn't want to ruin her moment. Yami, Captain Fana whispered, she and Elf Fana helping Asir stand up. It's not just me that thinks that, Yami remarked. It's true. Charlotte spoke up as she landed next to Yami. The other captains have begun to trust you and Mars, Fana. Captain Fana looked between the now dating two magic knight captains, tears trickling down her face. About damn time too, if I might add, Ren scoffed. Honestly, sometimes I think people can be so stubborn. That'd string bean. Yami snickered. And you as well, Yami. Julius chuckled. Regardless, I suggest telling all magic knights to prepare themselves and to keep a close eye on the Golden Dawn members that are in the base. Ren frowned, arms crossed. Oh, yes. Julius chuckled. I will do that, but first, he then frowned slightly. We should get Asir back to Clover Castle. Right. They nodded as the two Fanas helped Asir to stand. Charlotte and Yami got back on their brooms and flew off, followed by Julius. Then by both Fanas, followed by Ren and Faye. Back at the Eye of the Midnight Sun HQ, Freed, now infused with 50% of Jihol's angel power, continued her fight against a 60% devil-powered Dante. The two clashed with their weapons, scythe and sword respectively. After a few more clashes, Freed flew backwards, her goldish black eyes staring intently back at Danny's red eyes due to his devil power. Dante just simply chuckled in amusement. This is quite entertaining, Dante remarked. Though I can understand why Mother always says to never underestimate your opponent. His lips curl into a dark smile, his red eyes slowly starting to bug out of his head out of pure excitement. But an opponent like you is just far too much fun to pass up on. Give me more entertainment, girl. Shut up, you bastard. Freed or Jihol growled out, Freed pointing her free hand's index finger at Dante. I'm going to burn you to nothing but ashes. The black flame magic phoenix flew towards Dante at incredible speed, leaving a trail of black flame magic in its wake. Dante teleported out of the way and reappeared elsewhere in the cave area the four were in. I have to admit that spell is quite fast, Dante told 50% angel-powered Freed. However, Did you honestly think that you could evade my Hellfire Bird spell so easily? Freed or Jihol questioned, as said black flame magic phoenix did a sharp turn and flew towards Dante and his new position. Fat chance, devil-possessed scum. This spell is homing. It'll only stop once it hits its target. Is that right? Freed gasped as an invisible force redirected Hellfire Bird back at her. She ched, and used her scythe to destroy her own spell. After that, she and Dante looked over to see a black-haired, white-eyed woman. That's Jihol spoke to Freed in her mind. Avazo gratis. Freed finished the thought of her angel companion. Mother. Dante spoke. What brings you here? I finished my personal errand, Ava remarked, and because I have, it's time that we left. All what? Dante complained. My fight against this angel host was just getting good too. He took notice of Ava's expression and sighed. Oh, all right, mother. Ava nodded, waving her right hand to make a portal made of mana appear before the two. Dante reluctantly goes through the portal his mother made. Ava was about to head through the portal she made, but stopped and turned back to face Freed, who still had the 50% angel power changes still in place. Ha ha ha. That transformation you have right now, it was forced upon you, wasn't it? Ava asked the Blaquette girl. Freed flinched, which made Ava's lips curve upwards and into a dark smile. Thought so. Because that's the case, it won't go away, at least not until your angel enters the human world. And even then, I'm not even sure if that'll permanently remove the changes to your body that was forced upon you due to an extremely devil-hating angel. Before Freed or Jihol could answer, Ava laughed darkly as she went through her portal, which closed behind her and vanished. Within the stone tablet area of the Eye of the Midnight Sun HQ, Patry appeared, holding the last two magic stones needed to reincarnate the elves. He clenched his right hand into a fist as he approached the stone tablet. Sally, Raids, and Valdos waited for him. Welcome back, Sally grinned. Master licked. Valdos saluted with a bow. I take it you got the last two magic stones? Raids asked excitedly. Patry didn't say anything in response at first, fully reaching the stone tablet and placed one of the two magic stones he held into the stone tablet. He was about to place the second magic stone he held into the stone tablet. But then, He felt a chill run down his spine, hearing 3 yelps of pain behind him. Patry turns around to see what had befallen Valtos, Raids, and Sally. His goldish yellow eyes widened out of shock to see Zenon with his eternal fangs spell present. His shock quickly turned to anger. You killed them, Patry growled. I did, Zenon replied coldly. What's your point? You were going to do the same, right? Patry chid in anger, his hands clenched tightly. So, Eusogratis has only teamed up with me for the sake of your own selfish goals, Patry snarled. This is exactly why I hate your kind. Selfish, uncaring, greedy, all the negative traits in the world. All humans possess them. I'll cast judgment on you all. Light creation magic. Light whip of bone magic. Eternal fangs. Before Patry could finish casting his own light magic spell, several bone fangs flew out of Zenon's right hand's wrist and impaled Patry. While Patry coughed up blood, he dropped the last magic stone. Zenon walked forward and picked up the dropped magic stone. A dark smile formed on his lips. Looks like you dropped something. Why, you little? Patry growled as he struggled to break free. You'll pay for this. Before Zenon could respond, Ava appeared next to him. Zenon dear, Ava began before turning to the now captured Patry. Excellent work, Zenon dear. You caught Patry before he could reincarnate his friends. Aren't we letting the other elves get reincarnated anyways? Zenon questioned. We are, yes. Ava nodded. I'll take Patry back to the Spade Kingdom, now that he's revealed what we needed to know about him and William sharing a body. Patry himself is no longer required. Also Zenon. Yes, mother? Zenon asked. I need you to head to the Clover Kingdom and free the other 10 dark disciples captured, Ava explained. After you do that, return here first and place the last magic stone into the stone tablet, or I could just do it now. Zenon pointed out. You could, yes, Ava agreed as she stepped through the portal. Just as it closed, she said one last thing. Once you finish, return home. Yes, mother. Zenon nodded. Ava nodded as well. Then the portal, along with Ava and Patry, vanished. Zenon stood still for a good minute or so before turning on his heel and heading towards the stone tablet to place the last magic stone into the stone tablet. Just as he raised his right hand to place the magic stone into the one empty slot on the stone tablet, Zenon heard fast footsteps approaching him. Lord Zenon. Zenon turned to face the now approached eye of the Midnight Sun Mage. Said Mage handed Zenon a stone. I found this right next to the hole where that Golden Dawn boy flew out from due to your fight with him. Zenon took the blue magic stone and observed it. Mother took this from Yuno and placed more negative mana into it. He thought, at this stage, if the wearer of this magic stone even feels a small percentage of negative emotions, this magic stone will react to it. Thank you, Zenon replied before waving the mage off. You may go, said Mage nodded, then ran off. After that, Zenon turned his attention back to the stone tablet and placed the last magic stone that was required into it. As soon as he did, the stone tablet glowed a bright yellow, thus firing a beam of yellow energy into the sky, which made the base lift itself off of the ground and into the air as well. Zenon observed for a good couple minutes before turning on his heel and making a spatial portal with his spatial magic. The elves' souls should be reincarnating in their human counterparts soon enough. Zenon spoke to himself as he walked through the portal. Or at least the ones that haven't been revived again after their initial revival, like Veto and Elf Fana. And with that, his spatial portal closed and vanished behind as he finished walking through it. Within the wintry kingdom known as Spade, Ava, Dante, and Patry appeared within the lowermost floor of the Spade Kingdom castle. Ava and Dante stood next to the still-bound Patry, who opened his eyes and looked around. Where am I? Patry wondered aloud. You're in the Spade Kingdom, Ava replied. The Spade Kingdom, Patry repeated. That's right, Ava nodded, smiling widely. Now then, I just need. Where is my cousin? Ava, Dante, and Patry looked up to see a waist-length black and white-haired female with 4 black horns sprouting their head. 2 from the forehead and the other 2 from the top of the head. 2 large bat-like wings sprouting from their back, as well as having 2 beady red eyes that were in the shape of a slit, like that of a reptile's eyes. While Ava and Dante didn't seem bothered by the extreme coldness the female was emanating out, Patry's face contorted to that of a fear. He should be here soon. I plan to help him get his body into this world. It's why I even went through all of this trouble in the first place. Ava's smile didn't leave her lips. Oh, do not worry, Rem, Ava told her, after Zenon placed the last magic stone into the stone tablet at the eye of the Midnight Sun base. Your cousin's soul should be free and will follow the source of magic I left behind like a trail to here in the Spade Kingdom. Excellent, Rem spoke, her lips curving up and into a malicious smile. said smile of hers widened upon noticing Patry, still bound by Xenon's bone magic. Oh, what do we have here? A childish elf who thought he could revive his elfkin, Ava remarked coolly. Patry glared up at Ava, then turned back to face Rem. Rem knelt down so she was at eye level with Patry. You don't like anything special, Rem mused, nor do you look like someone that deserves to be in the presence of someone like Licht. What would you know? Patry snapped. I know quite a lot, Rem retorted coolly. In fact, I know that my cousin rigged the system to ensure someone like you obtains a 4-leaf clover grimoire. What are you saying? Patry asked, fear dripping in his voice. I'm saying that you elves, and humans, and potentially dwarves, are nothing but playthings for us devils. Rem sneered. Patry's eyes widened by Rem's words. Ha ha ha. For someone who looks like Licht, you don't know his wishes that well. Ava, Dante, Patry, and Rem look up to see a ghastly spirit float down. Said spirit had red eyes and had a darkish purple hue surrounding it. Zagred, Rem greeted the dark spirit blob. That's her cousin? Patry thought, a shocked expression on his face. Rem, the dark spirit blob, Zagred spoke. Body please. Rem snapped her fingers and a body appeared. Zagred's spirit grinned in satisfaction as it went into said body. After a few seconds, 2 black horns sprouted out of the head, followed by 2 bat-like wings sprouting out of the back. The body grew black hair that poofed upwards. The ears on the body became pointed, as well as the eyes becoming red slits. Zagred, now in a body, smiled darkly. Ah, finally, I'm now in a complete body. Zagred spoke triumphantly before looking down at Patry. Ah yes, I can't forget you, elf boy. I thank you for all your hard work from the bottom of my black heart. Patry went silent. Complete fear had consumed him. Zagred took this as a means to continue talking. The fact that you thought doing all this, teaming up with devil enthusiasts and forming a terrorist group just because of your self-hatred for the human is actually pretty hilarious. If it weren't me, you'd be following Licht around all day every day. Normally Patry would retort out of anger, to prove him wrong, but this time, Patry remained silent, at least, for the time being, which once again, inclined Zagred to continue. You claimed to know your elf tribe leader, but you knew nothing. If you did know anything about him, then you'd know that what you're doing is not what Licht would want. I chose you as my tool because your mind was still developing. Zagred put a hand to his face. Ha 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 ha. The icing on the already delicious cake is that you believe that Lumiere, Licht's friend for life, would attack Licht's village. Ah ha ha. Rem sneered, while Ava and Dante listened intently to Zagred's monologue. In hindsight, you did everything I asked of you. Gather the magic stones, reincarnate your elf pals, which in turn, would free my soul from the prison that sealing magic girl placed on me so long ago. At this, Zagred lowered the hand from his head. At this point, you're no longer required. Your usefulness has long since expired. You killed them. Patry growled lowly, but also angrily. How dare you? Light magic mana began to pour out of Patry, thus beginning to break the bones keeping him bound. You'll pay for everything you did, I swear ID. End of chapter 40. Link down to the comments if you want to read the rest of the story. I hope you all enjoy. Goodbye.